Hey, y'all! Welcome to the Common Good Podcast. You know, Rob, I've been mocked by myself and by you and by viewers, and certainly by Mike Stavlin, for the janky way we have begun podcasts when in the Florida studios of Common Goodery. I fixed it there. Made a little graphic. I moved the graphic that we used to present.
There's so many things to talk about in that. The imagery.
Okay.
ChatGPT make that for you? Like,
Yeah,
they do the caricature of Trump and all?
Yeah, all the time. Like, you apparently haven't been seeing them, but every week I've had ChatGPT create an image, and it used to argue with me like, "Hey, we can't say bad things about dear leader," but
yes, you can.
It's not saying bad things; it's just saying things.
Yeah. This was one of those ChatGPT tips I remember telling you, is that when ChatGPT says you can't do something, you just say, yes, you can. And it goes,
you can.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
you're right. Thanks for the encouragement. I was kind of feeling down about my robot self. Yeah.
Number two,
the
comma after the word and. That's a choice. That's a...
In the and the brave.
Yeah, and the brave response. And the brave responses.
The brave responses.
Kind of. It's a little unconventional, but I think I like it. Third thing, wow, you picked an old picture of me.
Hey, buddy, that has been the podcast logo that we have had since this whole thing started in 2020.
That is long hair me.
Yeah,
that is long hair pulled back.
Me too. I'm looking up at this guy who shot that in 2019. Yeah. Look, we are the podcast version of people's LinkedIn photos. Where they took a glamour shot at some point and can't figure out how to change it. So yeah, we like that. Anyway, 2025, Rob, about to come to an end. We're at the 30th, so we have a few hours left in the calendar year. In the calendar year, I will say, not in the first year of Trump's administration, but in the calendar year, we will give a little rundown of some of the lowlights brought to this country by just a very disturbed and sad man and an administration that follows him. Yeah. But first, let's talk weather. Hey, Peggy is telling us that over there in Michigan, 20 degrees, snowing. Congratulations on winter. It's just really great. Really great. I'm in South Florida right now, where it's going to be a balmy 68 and a little breezy today. Big blue sky, though. What's it looking like squirreled away somewhere outside of Fayetteville, Arkansas?
On Christmas Day here in Arkansas, we had weather in the mid to high 70s, followed by a day that hit 80. And the day after it hit 80, we had a high of 30.
High of 30?
Yeah.
Hey, let me do some quick math. A 50-degree swing?
Yes. It was insane.
Wow.
And it was Saturday that it was 80.
Wow.
And then by like Sunday, I don't know. I just remember I was outside watching football, and the wind was blowing, and you could feel it getting colder. Like, you just feel the temperature dropping. It's crazy. So, and today it's starting to creep back up. I think we're going to be mid-50s today. Something like that. Doug, how was Christmas? What did you get a great Christmas present? Like, how was it? I mean, you didn't celebrate Christmas there in South Florida, did you?
We flew from Minneapolis to Fort Myers, Florida on Christmas Day night, what some people might want to call Christmas evening.
No one wants to call it that.
Are you sure? Because I'm
You're
still
trying to
confused
make
about
this
Christmas
happen,
Eve. Yeah,
and you're
Christmas
the
Eve.
only one.
So we did celebrate Christmas in the confines of the snowy Minneapolis area, and then also celebrated it just squeezing inside of midnight when arriving here. So I guess we were Santa Clausing around the country. And
Nice.
yeah, so it was fine. We tend to do our big Christmas family things Christmas Eve. This year we actually did it early December for lots of reasons having to do with adult children and people's travels and so on. So Christmas Eve we opened gifts, and then some of our grandkids opened some of their gifts. The pretend the ones who still believe in Santa Claus. Remember when Trump called that little girl and said, "Hey, do you still believe in Santa Claus?" Remember that? Just a moron, Grandpa. I guess that's what happens when you're just a bad uncle, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but I did score a gift that, okay, Shelly and I have been together for a very long time. We started dating when I was in high school. She was my teacher. No, that's just a joke I tell. I was a junior, she was a senior. But that's a great joke when you're meeting couples. Like, how long have you been together? I said, wow, we met when I was in high school. And that's an awkward moment for a joke.
Yeah, you really need to emphasize the I.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we met when I was in high school.
Yeah. And so anyway, she was a senior. I was a junior. So I don't know. I'm like 16 years old. I'm now 59. So we've been together nonstop that whole time. So there's not like Christmas isn't the time where we prove our thoughtfulness of one another, is what I'm saying. Okay, like funny enough, you have to really build. The longer you're together, the more you have to build that in the other 364 days of the year, not just Christmas time. Anyway, so it was great. But I am turning 60 in July. There's a thing in the guitaring world where kind of a thing people pick on a lot, where people buy birth year guitars. The guitar built in the year of their birth. At some point, they hit this stage where they want to buy those. So, anyway, I've been hunting around for a 1966 Yamaha and found one in Japan on eBay.
Oh, wow.
Found one in Japan. It was just a couple $100. 1966 nylon string. I purchased it through eBay.
Yep.
And then I got auto message from them saying, hey, thanks for the order. If you don't, and this is what I thought would happen because I've heard lots of stories. If you don't receive this within 4 months, then reach out to us. But please wait that amount of time because things get complicated, especially now in light of, hints about Trump ruining tariffs and imports and all this. Things showed up in 9 days.
Hey. Fantastic.
So it moved from a
giving themselves some margin.
Right.
Listen, just don't bother us for 4 months. Okay.
4 months.
Give us a quarter of a year.
Yeah.
Or a third of a year, I guess.
And 180 hours later, it shows up in a cool box, Japanese writing and logos on it, just really cool. Anyway, so it turned into a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Instead, so yeah. It's not a great guitar or anything, but that's I can't afford a good version of a birth year guitar. They would be very, very expensive. So yeah, and Shelly got this gift here from me, a shoulder massager wrap that she's then brought with her because she's down here at the Southern office. And
nice.
Yeah, so do you think we're old people when we buy 60-year-old guitars and then shoulder braces with massaging elements in it? You think that says something about the
Doug, when we first headed out on the road with Vote Common Good, back in 2018, Donald Trump had been elected president, and we were organizing the first Vote Common Good tour, go out on the road, flip Congress as the best way to deter the Trump agenda. You remember those heady days of, hey, we're gonna beat this guy and be done with this thing and go, this will be a funny story that we tell our kids, and then, go back to our lives.
Yep.
And at the beginning of that tour, I made a purchase of a iPad Pro, a
Oh,
2017
I
iPad
do
Pro.
remember. Yes.
And I went full on iPad and have been an iPad only person ever since.
Okay.
I have used that iPad Pro for the last 8 years.
Okay.
That iPad Pro went under the Christmas tree this year and was given to Whimsy.
Is that like a
Because
birth year iPad for her? Was she?
I'm sporting a brand new MacBook Pro. I'm back to the
Oh,
yeah,
really?
big
You
yeah,
have,
and this
Rob,
was
you have been the man that I have always looked to when people have said, can you function at a high level with just a tablet device?
yeah, I've done it for 8 years. But
Wow.
here's what I ultimately ran into, and I know much of the chagrin of my family, and I don't know if
Okay.
your family feels the same way. My family is adamantly anti AI, adamantly. Um, my
Really?
wife, my children, yeah, they all hate it. They all think it's terrible. They just, yeah.
How are they on electricity overall? How are they on refrigeration? Okay. Anyway, you can see where I am on that conversation,
Listen,
but please
yeah,
go on.
totally, totally. So the AI integrations that are available a on a laptop or a desktop are significantly better
Oh,
than what's available on an iPad because there's browser integrations and other
oh, I
things that
see.
are just available on a laptop. And I use AI so much, I was like, I want to make this switch back.
Wow. Well, welcome to the future, which is really the
Yeah.
past. We this is not a tech podcast if people are wondering, but I will say,
No, it's a
t-
guitar podcast.
I wish 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, there was a real belief. I was here that laptop, desktop computers were really on their way out and were going to be replaced by a series of tablets and so on. And for
Yeah.
whatever the difference in the operating systems need to be, which I still do not understand, my iPad Pro and my MacBook Pro are about the same thickness, so I don't understand why one
Yeah.
is one operating system and one is another. I don't get it. I don't know why there's not touchscreen. But boy, I will say, in my life, in so many people that I work with and follow, and now even the venerable iPad user Robb Ryerse. I mean, what's next? Rod Colburn is going to put down his iPad for an old school. That we're back to
Yeah.
desktop, laptop
Yeah.
computers. That
Yeah.
in some ways is 25,
Listen.
30-year-old technology. Like I had a
Yeah.
laptop
Yeah.
in 1997 that
Yeah.
was
I know.
pretty robust.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
And
wow.
and let me tell you, Doug, I, I don't want to turn this into a tech podcast, but my
Okay.
goodness. On your MacBook, do you use Raycast?
No. Ray,
Oh,
RRAY.
Raycast. It is like a operating system within the operating system.
Mm,
Unbelievable. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Spend some time on Raycast YouTube and play around with that one. And I'm just like building. It's brand new to me. I didn't know about it. I
Okay.
do because
All
I'm
right.
an Enneagram 3 who cares about getting shit done. I like Googled, like best productivity, blah blah
Okay.
blah for blah 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 MacBook, and Raycast was the thing that everybody was recommending. And oh my goodness, it's like shortcuts, searches. I can play. You can. It's fantastic. Love it.
Hmm.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay. All
And
right.
I mean,
All
we're
right.
on. Yeah. But
Something
I
to do
did
today.
have several days where the iPad or the new computer had arrived but Whimsy did not know she was getting the iPad. So I had to sneak around with the new computer.
Well, you couldn't just tell Whimsy I'm keeping my iPad and my new computer?
No, she would have been on to me. But she's very excited because there was a animation program that she wanted, and so she has begun animating videos.
Wonderful. Great.
Creating
Great.
on the
Well,
iPad. So all glorious stuff.
Great. Hey, okay, 2025 returned us to laptops and returned us to the nightmares of because really 2016, 2017, 2018 was kind of the dawn of the iPad, rise for lots of people. And we're just trapped in that world that is somehow singularly worse.
Yeah. I mean, time is the flat circle of Donald Trump is president. I'm running for Congress. We're like,
you have a laptop.
I have a laptop. Yeah, it's just, I mean, we're just doing this again.
There are some things. The other day, I got a pimple on my chin before I was going to go be video recorded for a documentary. And I thought to myself, if I had known when I was 15 years old that I would have to also go buy cover-up makeup for a big zit on my chin when I'm 59, I don't think I would have. I don't think I could have made it through my teenage years, right?
Yeah.
Had we known in 2016, November 2016, that we were 10 years later going to still have 2 more years to put up with a failing man as the president of the United States, I don't know what I would have done. So sometimes the ignorance of the future is such a gift. There's some old song, I think it's a Garth Brooks song, maybe it's one that made him most famous. I thank God for unanswered prayers. You ever heard that song?
No.
Well, then you can kind of pick up the notion, right? He would pray for something at one stage in his life, and so glad that didn't happen. This is kind of the reverse of it, right? Like, had we known that there was the possibility. So I thank God for a short sight ability to the future, because this is just and we said it on the tour. Everybody said it. It's going to be so much worse. This year was the worst that we were talking about.
So
2026 could be, but we're
going to wax nostalgic about the year that was. And I think, Doug, you got a list?
I've got a list. I used the internet to search for the list. Oh. The way I used the internet was to use one of the many AI search tools to organize things.
So these are really a question mark about whether or not these things actually happen.
Look, as somebody
can make mistakes.
Yes, I mean,
is ChatGPT going to tell you that Pope Leo is?
Yeah, who is the Pope is still an open question with my ChatGPT and OpenAI. But look, ChatGPT, search tools, even some generative work like generating an image or a write-up or fix a sentence. I mean, it's Grammarly plus, I don't care, of the planet than the tech itself. So, and I'm incredibly optimistic about human beings ultimately doing the right thing, because the worst things that we have done in this world have not lasted. Pick a time where you'd rather live than now. Pick one. But you know when I wouldn't want to live? Last January.
Oh, yeah.
When Trump was swept into office by the majority of people who chose to vote on the election day in that previous November. And with it came sweeping announcements of tariffs that rattled the country. And do you remember, Rob, when we were told that tariffs was all about fentanyl? Remember that? Just utter, not like we had stopped talking about who pays the tariff, the American company or the country of origin, which is not a debatable question. They were BSing us that this had to do, especially with Canada and China, about fentanyl.
Yes, because China
Unbelievable.
was flooding the U.S. with fentanyl through the southern border.
So we're going to put tariffs on Christmas toys. Just, yeah. I mean, the broken brain of Donald Trump and all the advisors around him about how things work has been made public policy, and it's cruelty. And their vicious attacks that started day one on immigrants and asylum seekers that have continued, and the promises. Do you remember anything back in February that you want to raise? And anybody in the comments, if you remember anything back from the sad days of February or of January or February, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, so in January we had the inauguration of the president.
Yes.
Re-inauguration of the president, which, if you remember, was an indoor event, and
because it was chilly.
Yeah, populated by tech bros and podcasters. It was really strange crowd. When Logan Paul and Mark Zuckerberg are like the big stars at your inauguration, just a crazy thing. And then immediately, the executive orders come flying, and I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but Doug, the beginning of the year, absolutely dominated by Elon Musk and Doge.
Yeah, we're going to get to that by February.
Yeah,
and March. February saw an increased attacks on the free press and journalists being targeted and credibility undermined by retaliation. I mean, this was before they used the FCC to try to remove a comedian, and before Trump started to go after the promises made to private companies, picking winners and losers in who gets to have a approved merger, and silencing ABC and CBS, properties owned by Paramount, Warner Brothers, and others. But the attacks on the press was incredible in February, and we were all real depressed. Remember, and I'll say the Trumpies were living in their glory, right? Like, there was a lot of optimism among the pro-Trump crowd that wrongs had been righted. We're set on the right path again. That the Biden crime family was going to go to jail. That the Epstein files were going to expose all the powerful men aligned with the Democrats who were involved in the sex trafficking and were best friends with these people. Now, this is months and months before Donald Trump said to Marjorie Taylor Greene, when she put her phone on speakerphone talking to the president with a whole crowd of people around from her staff, him saying, if you push for the Epstein files to be released, my friends will get hurt. Did you see that reporting from this week?
No.
My friends will get hurt. All right. Anything else from February that you can recall with the internet letting you? All right. So March brought purges and firings across federal agencies through Doge and the Doge Bros. And that who was that? What was the nickname of the handle?
Big balls. Big balls.
What do you think has become of that guy and the others like him? What do you think?
I think he works in the Department of Homeland Security now. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Oh, big balls. I mean, it was his nickname Parents didn't name him that.
Which really would be something if they had.
Especially if it was Big Balls Jr.
Yeah, that's right.
April really ratcheted up the attacks on immigrants. And he then even started targeting Muslims and people from Somalia and communities that fueled division and hatred and all in April. Hey, and by the way, he's attacking Ilhan Omar and the state of Minnesota, the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, who was the vice presidential candidate, of course, from Minnesota. And I'm down here in Florida, and I keep running into people and like, hey, where are you from? And I'll say from Minneapolis. I rarely just say Minnesota. I say Minneapolis to really put a point on it. And about 1 in 10 will say something like, oh, wow, what's it like living in a city like that right now, with all the crime and all the fraud and all this stuff. And so you can tell who watches the Fox News ecosystem because they're just getting buried. And I said to a guy yesterday, I said, oh, man, come on, you know this. It's a great city. It's a world-class city. And all that stuff that you're hearing, he goes, well, it's what? I said, it's just Trump taking revenge on his political opponents. He's like, yeah, you're probably right about that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The reason they're coming after Minnesota and opening cases is because Tim Walz, against my
Called him weird.
advice,
Called him weird.
is running for re-election. And they're getting involved in the governor's race in Minnesota by slandering him right now. I mean, that's what a White House chooses to do with their time and their bully pulpit, is to interfere. That's what it is. So if you hear stuff about Minneapolis, that's it.
It's because Tim Walz called him weird. And that stuck for a while. And that really got under their skin. It was a real, I mean, there was a shift in tactics in the Harris campaign, and one of them was moving away from calling them weird.
Yep.
And that it was a mistake because that actually stuck. That was something that was working. And and that was Tim Walz called him weird. And
that's how he got the vice presidential pick. That was the thing they liked about him. That elevated. He went on the some news thing and had a little rant about it and was running for vice president. Should have been paying attention to being governor, but anyway. All right, May highlighted ethical scandals all across the Trump family businesses. Just
evergreen.
It is just so disgusting, the level at which they would say to countries, we will lower the chief.
Chief, good.
That's a good one. Okay, June saw Trump now openly defying courts. Now he goes from attacking the American people in the election to attacking immigrants, to attacking the federal government itself, to attacking the press, and then to attacking the judiciary. And this is why if people think, I don't know, it's just like every administration's the same as every other one. It's not. This isn't even like the first Trump administration. It is uniquely criminal and uniquely cruel and uniquely incompetent. Mm-hmm. I'll just finish out here. August exposed fresh revelations tied to the Epstein files. Mm-hmm. Remember? And then the House went on recess, and then that House on recess caused all the problem because it gave all the members of the House a chance to wind up and get ready to go, and it happened. And then Trump started to come out and really, behind the scenes, hardcore defend the non-release of the files. And then September, he starts attacking death row inmates. Did you see this thing that he's doing about the death row inmates that Joe Biden, 35 or 37 of them, that Biden commuted their death sentence to life in prison? Rob, they've gone through, found those people, and now are moving them to the most cruel federal prisons in the system, including 17 of them to Colorado, into a federal max security prison where every inmate is in solitary confinement permanently. No justice is being served. They are simply punishing people for whom an other president has every right to commute a sentence, just like Donald Trump had every right to pardon January 6th criminals. This would be like a future president coming and rounding up all those people who were let out on pardons and finding some other way to charge them with a crime. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I hope someone's working on that. October, continued assaults on democratic institutions, and now with elections and election bodies. Now it's trying to change the electoral maps by redistricting inside of congressional districts all across the country. November, he amplifies nationalist and authoritarian rhetoric, framing dissidents as disloyal and starting to attack people in his own party as traitors and enemies of the state, turning on his own party. And in November, he started to see a serious erosion of the MAGA man bro space and started to lose the podcasters, the YouTubers, and seeing a riff after the death of Charlie Kirk in the centerpiece organization called Turning Point USA of the Trump administration's electoral side. And that thing is coming apart at the seams. And they're literally having arguments inside the Republican Party about how much of the self-promoting Nazi honorees they're going to include in the party. Absolutely incredible. And then he tore down the East Wing of the White House. And the architect has quit. The whole thing is stalled out, and there are lawsuits saying that this is a protected facility and it's going to have to go through months and years of review before anything is built. And it's quite likely that Donald Trump, just like everything in our institutions of this country, tore them down and somebody else will have to rebuild them. The physical sign of destroying the country. Just a quick year in review, sort of highlighting month by month. There could be a dozen things in any given month on the downside. I do have a list of positive things, though, well, we can get to at the end here.
So I was as you were going through your list, I was jotting down, maybe just off the top of my head, the 10 bizarre things that happened that were related to Donald Trump in 2025. Some of which were, you touched on a little bit. So these are just off the top of my head, no particular order. Big balls, number 1. Number 2, the airplane from Qatar. A foreign nation is giving us a new Air Force One that's not new, but it's going to take a couple $2 billion to retrofit it to be Air Force One. And Donald Trump's planning on taking it with him when he leaves office. Just insanity.
Insanity. Yeah, a plane given to his presidential library and then borrowed to the government so he can fly on it when it's done and then goes back. And because they're going to use it for presidential work, they're going to spend billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Of U.S. taxpayers' hard-earned dollars.
Number 3, Greenland. And it's still, I mean, this is
they're back on it
year with hey, I think we're going to take Greenland. Sent the vice president and his wife to Greenland. Now has appointed a special envoy to Greenland in hopes of taking over Greenland.
As what? What will it be? A territory?
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay. We should have a whole segment sometime on
trading Puerto Rico for Greenland. Do you remember that? Like, listen, we'll give you Puerto Rico. You give us
to
Greenland.
Who's he trading with?
Denmark.
Greenland?
Denmark.
Oh.
Denmark's
gonna want Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Number 4. Governor Trudeau. two things here. Two things here. One, well, three things. Three things.
Governor
The year
Trudeau.
started with the president calling the prime minister the
my
leader
Lord.
of our closest ally on the planet,
Literally.
not by his title, but insulting him by calling him a different title. And the different title he calls him by is what we call the leader of each of our states, implying we're going to turn your country into our 51st state, which, by the way, listen, way too big. Canada, way too big to be a state.
Oh,
way too big.
I mean, have you seen a map, Mr. Trump?
Yeah.
It's
Governor
the width
Trudeau.
and taller.
Doug, if you had told us that at the beginning of the year, Governor Trudeau by the end of the year would be publicly dating Katy Perry, who also went to space in 2025.
What?
Just bizarre.
Is Governor Trudeau not married?
No, he's divorced now. And he is now dating.
Like divorced after leaving office?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And he is now
I hate to see him
publicly
married,
dating
but
space traveler Katy Perry. Just, you touched on this.
I mean, honestly, people just like
it's
public.
a crazy world we live. Number 5, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel. Remember when
Got a
the
weekend
world
off
stopped because Jimmy Kimmel got a long weekend? Number 6, the Marjorie Taylor Greene breakup.
Yep.
Really big, really significant. Number 7, you mentioned the East Wing being turned into eventually the biggest, greatest ballroom, and listen, the whole redoing of the White House.
Yep.
The
Yes.
gilded gold stuff everywhere, on its way to being, pictures from the Trump apartments in the magazines where it's just gold from floor to ceiling, on its way to that.
So gross.
Hall of presidents with the lines of pictures, and then the auto pen picture of Joe Biden. The plaques, I think it was last week, that went up underneath those with it is
The insults.
just insane.
Insane. You know, can I just comment on that for a second before you get to this? I think Trump knows it's insane. And I think to the degree that he sees the presidency and his public life more as professional wrestling,
Yes.
I think a lot of this is performance art and trolling.
Yeah.
I think he makes those plaques because he knows that it's so far gone that it makes a reasonable person just be like, or just thinking it's funny. Like that crowd in what they think is funny, because he's a humorless man. So what he thinks is funny has to be insulting or hurting someone. I don't even know what kind of humor you would call that. Some people have observational humor. Some people have sarcastic humor. Some people have witty humor. Some people have turn of phrase humor.
Well,
we traffic in all of those. What is you have to be mean humor? What is that called?
There's a bully component where it's funny when somebody else gets hurt.
Bully humor.
Yeah.
But you're not talking about like America's Funniest Home Videos humor, where it's funny, or now it's just basically Instagram, where people fall down or get hit. The ring cam picks them up, getting smacked in the.
That's this sociopath humor, which is not a projection humor. These are good suggestions.
And that's a good one. Sociopath humor. I like that.
Yeah, Squirrely Prepper's coming in with some really great things, like the UFC being on the lawn of the White House, Kennedy Center, and the marble armrest. Yes, we could make a list longer than 10.
Okay, hang on a second. Marble armrests?
Yeah, you didn't see this? They want to install at the Trump Kennedy Center. They're going to be installing marble armrests. It is. Yeah, there is a picture of it making the rounds.
So the hand doesn't bruise? What is the...
I don't know.
Why would you want marble on a hand rest?
I don't know.
Armrest?
Yeah, armrest. Yeah.
Why would...
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Number 8.
I don't know.
Do you remember when the president of the United States suggested that we turn Gaza into,
Yeah.
a resort area where he could have a Trump hotel?
And put out an AI-generated video while there is...
included, I think, a very large gold statue of himself.
Yes.
Number 9, the President of the United States gave a speech at a funeral in which he said, yeah, that whole love your enemies thing, forgiveness, no, I'm going to hate my enemies.
Yeah. Said about Charlie Kirk, he and I disagreed on this. He thought you should love your enemies. I think it's okay to hate them. Just flat out, we're just going to stop pretending. Let me just get the old tie situated here and say it plain.
Yep.
Borrow a phrase.
Loud and clear voice. And then number 10 on my list, and again, these are just off the top of my head, just the overall health crises that he seemed to have all year long.
Leg bag, catheter, probably hand issues, some kind of imaging done at the hospital, which they said was perfect. When they say we got a perfect image, he's like, it's a perfect image.
Yes,
this guy.
The physical the annual physical that then had another annual physical 3 months later. Yeah, those are just off the top of my head, like just jotted down. And
the and interlaced in all of it is just the utter terror and cruelty. Hey, can we talk about some of the positive things before we get to a little more
give us some good news,
top-notch news? January. Bishop Marianne Buddy looking at the president on day one and saying, I ask you to have mercy and kindness to those who are afraid. Good for her. In February, journalists and editors and independent media organizations pushed back publicly against the Trump administration and censorship. In March, civil rights organizations and state attorneys general filed advanced challenges against immigration policies, executive overreach, and retaliation action using the rule of law to slow down the abuse of power. People got organized. They knew how to respond. Law firms, some capitulated and some stood up. They pushed back. Higher education just collapsed. Way to go, higher education. May we all send our kids to Harvard someday. In April, faith leaders across traditions organized prayer vigils, statements, and public witnesses defending immigrants and refugees, especially those from Muslim communities that were being targeted. The rallying that started happening in April, our group got to be a part of a bunch of that, and a whole lot of folks started taking their phones, started taking their bodies, and going into places and speaking up. And this is what the resistance looks like. In May, mass nonviolent demonstrations, including the No Kings rallies, happened all over the country with what I think people are saying is the largest number of people to ever gather in unified efforts across the country. Still the single activity I think that more people participate in than any other activity in the country is voting. So 150 million people did that action. Maybe watching a show could rise to that level, but something where you had to do a thing is voting. So No Kings was a pittance compared to the amount of people who showed up on Election Day. but still a really big deal. In June, judges and career civil servants continued to uphold the ethical standards and face political pressure, proving that institutions can stand up in the United States system against an authoritarian like Trump. Look, the United States is about our commitment to the Constitution, not a political party, not a leader. Your own motivations might be for a leader or for the common good or something else, but fundamentally what you're defending is something that's not leader specific. It's a great asset to the United States. And I know a lot of people think that Trump is so powerful, he's just going to, walk over everybody, but he won't. Whistleblowers and former administration officials in July started coming forward, testifying, publishing, speaking about corruption, retaliation, and abuse of power. Here's the thing, though. In the old previous administration, the old tired one from 2017 through 2021, just before Trump led a violent insurrection against the United States Capitol. The media used to spend a lot of time talking about those who were standing up and those who were speaking out against the administration. The early days of this administration, they're not getting as much airtime. They're on YouTube channels, they're on podcasts, they're on Substacks, the iPad version of a blog, but they are not getting the attention that they used to get, and something really has to happen. By August, survivors and advocates and accountability groups demanded transparency among the Epstein files, and that's what started to partner together with the other craziness.
Can we just double back to one that you missed in June, July?
Please.
Robb Ryerse announced he's running for Congress in Arkansas's 3rd Congressional District.
The bat signal went up, and it was seen, and
And I joke about that, but there has been a significant mobilization of candidates all over the country. People jumping in saying, okay, the way to stop this is to win elections, and I'm going to do what I can.
Yep. By October, voters, organizations, and electoral workers defended the democratic process, registering voters, monitoring elections, and countering the misinformation at the local level. And as you say, a bunch of people are declaring their candidacy to run in what will be, we're not going to do predictions yet, maybe that's good for next week, but what will be a Democratic Party resurgence in 2026. There is little doubt in my mind that the table is set for that. In November, interfaith coalitions and community groups mobilized against national rhetoric, offering a different version of patriotism rooted in pluralism and shared dignity. And a bunch of Republicans started announcing that they're not running for re-election because they're like, I am not staying around there. So you have patriotism on one side and quitting on the other, and it's pretty good.
The other thing that happened in November was significant Democratic wins in an election night, a sweep of races from electing Mamdani in New York City, New Jersey governor, Virginia governor, Supreme Court justices in Pennsylvania, and
Wisconsin, I think, right? Wasn't there Wisconsin?
Redistricting in California. Just a clean sweep for Democrats on election night.
So, and then December, a bunch of organizing toward 2026 has been happening across the board. More and more people in the Trump world saying, I'm out. This isn't what I want to be part of any longer. This 2025 has shaped up to be one of those years where there's a bunch of people saying things like, oh, I've been against that the whole time. That was never what I wanted. I never wanted them stopping at Home Depot and rounding up immigrants. I never wanted them putting these tariffs on all of these products. I never wanted them to, all the things. This is now the time. Now, Rob, I did see one prediction I think worth talking about going into 2026. I will, as they say, put it up on the screen by doing that. So this is a news article, which I'm sure people that in the chat will trust.
Yeah.
It says this. Shaman in Peru gathered for their annual New Year's retreat on Monday, where they made predictions for the year to come,
Yeah.
including illnesses for Donald
Yeah.
Trump and the downfall of Venezuelan counterpart Nicolas Maduro. Quote, the United States should prepare itself because Donald Trump will fall seriously ill, they proclaimed from the gathering of shaman on a beach near southern Lima, wearing colorful ponchos and sprinkling flowers on the sand. So, I don't know if this is Puxatani Phil predicting how long spring is going to hold off or come. But the shaman of Peru think Donald Trump is going to fall in serious illness. I heard another commentator say Republicans will become so tired of Donald Trump by June and so worried about the fall elections that they're going to try to pull some way to get him out of power. That's not happening. There will be no 25th Amendment move, in my view. There's going to be no get him out of office, make somebody else the president. But health, look, I don't want to see children lose their grandparent. I don't want to see the country go through a national agony of the death of a president. It's terrible. Terrible. But Donald Trump is an 80-year-old man who is not healthy. Joe Biden was clearly losing his cognitive
Speed.
I was going to say speedball. It was not good. Donald Trump's signs that look something like dementia are so bad. Especially not just in his speech, which every time he gets tired comes out, in his body, in his hands, in his lean forward, in the swinging of his legs and his hips. Like I had a friend who she's a body worker and for a long time, and she said about Joe Biden, she goes, look, she's a hardcore Biden supporter, and she said, but I've worked with Alzheimer's and dementia patients for years.
Mm-hmm. All the signs.
All of them with Biden. The way he walked, the way he shuffled, the way his mouth sat.
Yep.
This is true. I mean, did you see the video of Biden this week, like just out in public and kind of hanging around and stuff? It was like, ooh. Mm-hmm. Now, people can live for a very long time like that. And as Ronald Reagan showed us,
the long goodbye.
You can be severely limited and stay in the position of the presidency. Now, Donald Trump will have a harder time because his whole thing is access. But if he starts to diminish over the next number of months or, 24, 48 months, it's a real thing.
I think it would be a lot of fun, Doug, for next week for us to come with predictions.
Okay.
And let's each make a list of 13 predictions, so we have 26 total.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
The top 26.
Yep. And we'll each come with 13. We won't share with each other's. And let's go bold. Let's go accurate. Let's hit the topics. Let's try to map out what's going to happen in 2026.
Love it. I can tell you one thing. I predict the Vote
internet.
Common Good is going to be working with James Tallarico in 2026 in Texas. I can predict that.
Can you predict?
Including an event on the 13th of January, right here on this very channel. Wherever you're watching this, you'll be able to watch our live faith leader conversation with James Tallarico about faith and politics and the common good. Fantastic. So, I can predict the Vote Common Good will be out rolling the country. We've got all kinds of predictions that we.
That's right.
What if we all started just talking about like our calendar plans as predictions?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I got a deep prediction for you. I'm gonna play some pickleball next week. I'm predicting it.
Hey, I'm predicting right now that I'm gonna turn 51.
Are you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, a year ago we were gearing up for our 50th birthday.
Our 50th birthday? Was it a joint?
Yeah.
Did we have a shared 50th
Yes, it
birthday?
was. You were with me on my 50th birthday.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think of it as our birthday, but that's fine.
Oh,
I'll take
sure.
it. I'll take it.
Sure. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're getting a little out in front of yourself because your birthday is
January 8th,
January 8th.
9 days.
Well, Godspeed.
I'll hold my breath.
Don't.
Don't.
Did you see that meme that said this whole national nightmare could be over if someone would tell Trump that Barack Obama could hold his breath for 15 minutes?
I did see that.
That's funny. I saw a great meme. You know what else I'd like to do in here is just like, I should be screenshotting these when you see kind of a funny little meme or something. And there was one on Facebook where it's like a video, that runs and somebody not saying anything. It's just words over it. And it was a woman who said, I'm really nervous about my husband ever seeing what's on my phone because he might see things like this. And then it cuts to her calculator that says 20 minus 6 equals. That's funny. Yeah. I was trying to pay for something at this RV park where the Good Force One is spending the next few months, and in the office they were trying to figure out how much a pass is for this thing, and the person was like, well, if you buy 2 of them, I think it's this much cheaper, and then adds the 2 together and then subtracts the first number from the second one just to confirm that the calculator got it right. And I was just cracking up. This is just how, because there's a lot of adults who honestly, we're not dumb or anything, but
Yeah.
maybe it's an over-reliance on calculators, but some simple math just really is outside the scope for an awful lot of people, or at least a high level of confidence of some simple math.
20 minus 6 is fantastic, though.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah, that's a good one. But I mean, you get a 3-digit number in there, and
Oh, yeah. It takes a minute. You got to, okay. I'm not exactly using my fingers. I'm not counting it on my fingers, but I got to, keep track of it.
Something's got to move. Hey, Squirrely Prepper, we will be in Indiana and around Indiana. We will come see you, and when we do, this is truly a announcement to all of you. We are going to be in a lot of states in 2026. Probably 17 of them that we'll be doing something in. That's so many states, and likely driving through another half a dozen or more. So, yeah, we're going to be coming through all of your places. So that's why we hope you're on our email list. VoteCommonGood.com. It's where you'll find out about all of our travels, all of our schedule. It's where you'll know what we're up to and what we're doing. So please find a way to stay connected with us, because getting to see any of you live, a lot of podcasters and YouTubers will now do these things where they'll be like, hey, we're going to have a live event in a place, and it's kind of a thing. That's old school Vote Common Good. So, yeah, we're rolling into your town. And rarely, because of the nature of the races that we want to work in, are we in the most populous parts of those states. So if you feel like you live in a place where nobody ever goes, we'll come.
Yeah. Totally.
Those tend to be our places. All right, you got anything else here on the final Tuesday of 2025?
I just one sports comment. It's Tuesday, so I'm not using my Victory Monday mug. Used that yesterday, but the Cleveland Browns defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday.
Oh,
only their 4th win of the season, but man, it felt good.
How are the Steelers doing? Were they a formidable foe?
Yes, if the Steelers had won, they would have clinched the division.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I bet people in Pittsburgh are like, oh, Cleveland, for no good reason. Just
we lost to them.
Just a spoiler.
And meanwhile, the rest of us are just like, yeah, that felt so good. I mean,
it felt
at this
good.
point, unless of course you care about trying to get the highest draft pick. At this point, you're in contention for the number 1 or number 2 draft pick.
Who's a worse team than Cleveland?
This year, the Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Giants.
They've won less than 4 games.
Yes. Trying to think. There's somebody else too.
And you're not a fair weather fan on this. Like I won't go eat at a restaurant if the food quality is so poor or the service is terrible. Like there's no allegiance I have.
Just keep going back.
You don't have that for a sports team that just literally as professionals will be as in just will not do their jobs well. That doesn't.
Yeah. I planned my Sunday around watching a 3-win football team play a meaningless game. And then felt good about their victory. I'm not saying it's rational, Doug. I'm not saying it makes sense. It just is what it is.
And it's only the Browns, right? It's not the it's not the baseball team.
I mean, I like the baseball team. I like the basketball team.
What's the baseball team called now? Because I feel like
Guardians.
I know okay.
Gardos. Yep. The Guardians. I like both of those teams, but I won't organize my life around them.
Oh. You would if they're good, you'll jump on the bandwagon a little harder.
Yeah. I mean,
I will jump on the bandwagon of a winner.
Yeah, I know. I'll watch some games, but I mean, one of the things about football is that there's only 17 games.
Yeah. Especially for a team like Cleveland.
Oh, glorious! Like the sweet release of the end of the season.
Do you have a fantasy football league, or do you bet on games? Do you have anything else that gives watching football meaning, or you?
I do not sports gamble.
Okay.
Because if I did, I probably would develop a problem, and so it's one of those like.
Oh.
I know that about myself, so I just do not bet on games. I used to have fantasy. I was involved in fantasy football. I used to play fantasy football. I had a league that I was the commissioner of for, 12, 15 years.
Okay.
Same group of people. So much fun. And then ultimately when we moved here to start Vintage Fellowship 20 years ago, something had to go, and just to create margin, and fantasy football was one of those things that went to help create a little bit of mental, emotional energy space. And I think since then I've only played once or twice, and that was in a league with Calvin, when he was younger.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't played fantasy football in years and years and years. No, it's just the love of the game, the love of the violent, concussion producing, really unhealthy, toxic masculinity, love of the game.
Cosplay.
Yeah.
Live action role play.
That's right.
Warriors.
I'm going to make fun of people. I'm going to make fun of teenagers who watch other people play video games on Twitch while I watch other people play a football game. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Well, hey, Happy New Year. What are you going to do for New Year? What's the what's your thing?
It's really it's a 1 second holiday. Is really what it is. I don't know what our plans are yet. I know Vanessa's looking forward to watching While You Were Sleeping, which is one of her annual movie watches that she has.
What is that? What is that movie?
It's Sandra Bullock movie from, I don't know, 90s.
I like Sandra Bullock's movies all the time. What is it? Is it a suspense?
It's
is it a feel good?
Why is it a
New Year's
comedy.
thing? Oh,
It's mostly a Christmas movie, but she didn't have a chance to. I mean, it's not a Christmas movie, but it's set around the holidays. Yeah,
okay.
Sandra Bullock kind of has a crush. She's a toll booth attendant in Chicago at
Okay.
the subway. She has a crush on a guy who comes through her toll booth every day. He goes into a coma. I think he falls and has an accident. She rescues him, goes into a coma, ends up in the hospital.
Oh,
While
while
he's
you
in
were
a coma,
sleeping.
her whole family, she somehow there's the misunderstanding and the thought that she is his fiance, and she goes along with this. You know, in the meantime, so while he's in this concussion, she also, becomes integrated into his family. They love her. She falls in love with his brother, of course, which complicates things. And then he comes out of the coma, and hijinks ensue. But it's typical rom-com. Very enjoyable.
Oh, is there a reason why it's the annual film?
Vanessa loves it. She just enjoys it. Yeah, there's several. Listen, we watch. And do you watch the movie The Family Stone?
No, the movie
Oh,
The Family Stone.
yeah,
No,
yeah. Oh,
don't know it.
just just moving our names around there on the screen.
Yeah.
Just just tension and family dynamics, and not a movie I necessarily enjoy, but that's one that's on the annual watch list. Love Actually is on the annual watch list.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Christmas time, just yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. So, anyways, all that to say, I don't really have New Year's plans. I did get a text from a friend last night asking if I had New Year's Eve plans because he was curious about getting together. So I might be hanging out with a buddy.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have none.
Yeah. It's a 1 second holiday. Listen, I'll tell you, one of the things I love about living in Central Time is the option of watching the ball drop at 11 and going to bed.
Calling it.
Right?
Calling it.
Like, all right, that's good. Done.
Yep. I do remember Christmas or New Year's Day striking 1999
Oh,
to 2000.
yeah.
The Y2K fears.
Yes. So here's what happened on that New Year's Eve. The Ryerse family, the family Ryerse, gathered in Cleveland, Ohio. Some of us lived in Virginia, some of us lived in Massachusetts, some of us lived in Michigan, and so we decided we would gather in Cleveland, Ohio, spend a couple of days together doing some stuff, just hanging out and enjoying the city of Cleveland. And so that night we went to bed, and we probably waited till midnight to see if the world was going to end on
Okay.
on the night. About 2:00 in the morning,
Yes.
the fire alarms in the hotel start going off.
Nice.
We have to evacuate the hotel. I gotta tell you, there was that sense of, is Y2K happening now? Like,
This is what they warned about.
Like, this is it. Like, we had our own, near Y. And listen, we talk about great human accomplishments. Making sure the Y2K bug was fixed, like, remarkable a human accomplishment.
Huh.
The amount of work that went into fixing all of the computer systems so that they did not crash, retrofitting them for the year 2000.
Huh.
It's one of those things that it doesn't get the credit, deserves a lot of credit, of like really amazing human accomplishment.
Wow. Okay. Maybe, I mean, just because I haven't thought about this.
Maybe it wasn't a thing all along.
That's what I thought.
No, I think
Like many
I think
things,
the
no
other
reason
way.
for this set of beliefs. I thought we had sort of come to the conclusion, hey, it turns out that all the catastrophic predictions about what would happen with these computer systems wasn't the case. The
No,
upside was that we ended up building an infrastructure for
y- yeah,
tech in
I'm
India that has that has changed a continent.
yeah, I
That was
might
the
I
upside.
might yeah, I might go the other direction
Wow.
that it could have happened, but in the this might require some digging into, and we might have to update everybody next week on what actually happened with Y2K. My sense is some of the predictions were sensationalistic and, apocalyptic and ridiculous.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
But the serious inconvenience that would have happened to humanity had Y2K happened, I think I lean towards remarkable human accomplishment of fixing the bug.
I'd like to, yeah.
I
I
don't
would
know.
like that.
Lots
I
of
would
things-
like that to be true. I had just sort of put it off as that big weather forecast that everybody got ready for, and
and
it
it didn't
never
materialize. Yeah.
and it.
Yeah.
But there are clearly, well, there would have been 25 years ago people who, I mean, knew then,
Yeah.
that it all happened. They did some analysis or whatever, and then we're like, because anyway, it'll be another conversation. But I bet there's some I bet there's some Y2K deep dive videos that I know you don't have time to watch. But
Why don't you text me, Doug? Why
I
don't
might send
text
you. I
me
might send you a
3-hour
link.
documentary on YouTube. I
While
can
you're-
watch on my phone.
Yeah, you can
That's
put it on
great.
your phone while you're watching while you were sleeping for the 7th time. Because who's got a minute?
While I'm watching a meaningless football game, inconsequential football game.
Yeah, and because like when I see those videos of like just the football highlights and the game is 17 minutes long or whatever it is, it's like baseball games that you can watch in 45 minutes because they just cut out all the other stuff in between and it seems great. Like, would you enjoy that? Have you ever done that? Watched where someone's compressed a Cleveland Browns game just to the plays, or do you like the time in between and thinking about the plays they're going to play and lamenting and
game?
building back hope and all the stuff
Yeah.
that goes on in the in
Yeah,
between
a
times?
Browns game I want to watch live like that. I really also enjoy watching the Red Zone channel, which is that has multiple games and it will jump back and forth between games. So basically, all you're getting is plays from different games.
And they're all within the red zone, all with something happens inside the 20.
They give priority to teams that are in the red zone, but sometimes not everybody's in the red zone, but
Right. But the ball ends up in the red zone like a 40-yard play or something.
yeah, but you often you just get the plays and they're just like right in succession from one game and then the play from another game and play from another game.
Just dopamine hit after dopamine
Oh
hit.
yeah.
Yeah. Because really, life, human engagement, interaction, arts, kids at a playground, sports, music, whatever. It all works. Well, that's a standalone. But all the rest of it works because of the human brain's mirror neurons, right? Which are the neurons that cause you to have an experience, like laughing or feeling pain when someone says something. There's a part of your brain that re-experiences the thing you're watching or hearing, which is why pornography works and other things work. Or so there is a sense where neurologically you're having a real experience.
When I'm watching a Browns game, I will I will tense up. I will feel myself tense up, particularly
Yeah.
in my legs and my thighs, when there is like an attempted tackle. Like when I'm trying to help make the tackle on the player, that the Browns are trying to tackle. That happens often. Then I often look at my legs and think, what are we doing here? Like, come on, we're not in this game. We are not playing this game. We will not help them be better at their jobs by tensing our legs.
Well, hey, enjoy. All right, y'all. I think we're good, right? Anything else in the chat? Yeah, but
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, but it's funny
with predictions.
We'll predict next week. Thanks to all the people. Peggy for starting us off. Jones, good to see you. The Squirrely Prepper Lifestyle 5523. Appreciate. Boy, that's a long login when you got to retype that one. Frank.
Yabbits was
Jude
here.
Michael.
Alex was here. Timothy.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you. And if you have any comments for us, send them by email if you like the opening sequence of 15 seconds with a graphic over it and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Alex tenses up watching zombie movies because they, too, feel real. Yeah. That's why we like to be scared. Why do we like to be scared?
Makes us feel alive.
Do you think it's funny when people scare you or startle you?
It depends.
Somebody stands around the corner, your family or something, you come around and they go, boo, and you jump. Then do you laugh after that?
I'm laughing now at the thought of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. I find that funny.
There you go. Okay. Do you think do you scare people? Do you startle people? Do you like to?
It's sometimes. Yeah.
Huh.
Occasionally. Not all the time, but yeah.
Like that, But Shelly did it to me the other day, and she was video recording, and so I worked very hard to get response to that and not shove her and something, like it's a real intruder.
Boom. Just punch hard.
Yeah, I've seen those videos, where people get scared and they lash out at the person scaring them. Yeah. But startled is different than afraid, right?
Yes. Totally. Yeah. Startled is the thing. Hey, Doug, I didn't tell you one of the Christmas presents I got. I'm super excited about. Vanessa got me tickets to see Jesse Wells.
Really?
In Fayetteville. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, a hometown boy coming home. Yeah.
Well, yep. Arkansas own. He grew up in Ozark, Arkansas, which is a little bit away. But he went to college at John Brown University, which is close by.
What kind of place will he play at? What's his?
He's playing at a little concert venue, place where most recently saw Switchfoot play a couple months ago.
So 500 people, 800 people kind of place, or a couple thousand?
Yeah, 500.
Yeah, nice size.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really
wonderful.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, cannot wait. Going in March. And it was funny because I had looked for tickets and they were already sold out. And as it turned out, Vanessa had jumped in right at the very beginning and got tickets. So very much looking forward to that.
Wow, it's a prediction. You're predicting it. That can't be one of our predictions. Have to stay in the political space. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I know what my number one prediction is going to be already. All right. Okay. See y'all next week. Bye.